This is a 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie MegaCab Cummins. And this is probably the cheapest MegaCab I've seen in Laramie trim level with really good features. Now, I did borrow this truck from Ken Garff, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in West Valley, Utah. It is available for sale. They have a few more just like it in different colors. Be sure to ask for Ezra. I'm going to show you guys the window sticker on this truck, and we're going to drive it today because this one doesn't have the air suspension and they aired the tires really high, so I figured I want to see how it rides today. At the very top is the description. You guys see the base price is $78,875, and that is including the diesel. Granite crystal metallic is the paint, and then this is going to be a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause to see more. Now, starting off the options is the paint for $295. This also has fifth wheel and gooseneck prep. I will show you the Payload in this video. Bed utility gives you a lot of nice features, and then Laramie level 1 is only $945. You guys see what comes in there: power, heat, fold, and telescoping memory mirrors, automatic adjust in reverse exterior mirrors, automatic dimming, all mirror stuff basically. Anti-spin is a part of the diesel, and then rain sensitive wipers. And of course, that remote tailgate release is on this one too. So power pedals finishes it off, and then this has the all-weather mats. Destination is $2195 for a total price of $84,370. Don't forget that 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty that's still on these 2026s. I'm not sure if they're going to do it for 2027, so just keep that in mind. Now, here's where it's really hard to beat Ram when you equip a truck like this. If you don't want all the frills like the level 2 and all the other crap towing tech, this truck is a really good bargain in my opinion, because remember, it really just did a lot of upgrades to the mirrors, but you still get these projector style premium lights which come a part of the limited and Longhorn trim levels. Also, reflective style LED fog lights, front parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, and as you guys see, painted front and rear bumpers. So that's not an option any longer on this truck. So it comes really well equipped in my opinion, and that's where it's really hard. Just under $85,000, and you can get this truck for around 70 grand after discounts. That ain't bad. The only thing it's missing for me is clearance lights. That's it. So if you're looking for a more base truck without adding a bunch of packages to it, you really cannot beat the Ram trucks. Like, they're very aggressive on the price. Solid front axle. You guys see the tires here. These are the Firestone Transforce HT2s, 275/70/18. It's an LT tire, 3,640 pounds of capacity at 80 psi, and these are basically 33.2 inches tall, 10.8 inches wide. No fender flares, although I heard for 27 they might be adding that as an option for Laramie, but I have not confirmed that though. Someone said it in the comment section, and I'm just repeating what they said, so we'll have to look for that. A little bit of chrome, obviously on the grille. You guys saw mirrors and all the badging, and I don't mind it. I think this truck is pretty nice, and if you want to add the aftermarket power steps, that's available too, obviously. Smart key system, painted door handles, and because you have all the upgrades on the mirrors, you have top and bottom heat and power for the convex included, lights here and here, and MegaCab gives you the additional space you need in the second row and behind it. 6-foot 4-inch bed is the only thing available for this truck. I wish that Ram could do a 7-foot bed on this thing. It'd be awesome. 31-gallon fuel tank, 7.5-gallon DEF, and this does have the multi-link suspension, so it has the coils out back. And what do you know, they do give you a liner. Sometimes Ford is real picky with that, and because you got the bed utility, look at that, you have that step there, although you have to get really close and just kick it down like that. Rear parking sensors, and I like how they don't put those parking sensors here. They put them on this plastic trim piece down below. LED license plate lights and tail lights. Can't get these on the Lariat Ford. Camera, and then you have a light here. It's like a light strip for that receiver hitch. What do you guys think about all the chrome and that big Ram badge? It works, right? And look at the detail to this Laramie badge. I don't think I've ever noticed that until just now. Assisted tailgate was standard, however, the remote release was an option. Fifth wheel prep package is there. You guys see defrost with the power sliding glass. There is no cameras or LEDs up top. That is an option. So again, that's kind of where Ram loses too, because sometimes they package some of the most craziest things with these weird packages that you have to get another package for, and before you know it, you're at $96,000. Well, Laramie, which is insane. 400 watts of power. You can get 2.4 kilowatts, I believe, and 342 rear, and that's just an anti-spin. There's your tire. And that's pretty much it. Let's pop the hood and talk about this Cummins. It's hard to deny that inline 6 Cummins. 6.7 displacement still. They did do a lot of updates for these trucks for the 25 plus. Emission stuff was updated. I know they changed like this sensor, for example. You guys see your oil filter is now in a more convenient spot. And check this out. You have a performance intake manifold. They also removed the grid heater in exchange for glow plugs, and CP8 is down there. Larger intake and exhaust valve. So that's why this engine now has 430 horsepower. It did go up 10, and it has 1,075 pound-feet of torque, which is unchanged from 2024. 8-speed transmission is most notable too behind it. It's made by ZF, and I can almost guarantee you it will be reliable right out of the gate because they've been using that transmission behind other applications for years. Let's go and check out the interior. Nothing to see here. This hasn't changed since 2019 for the most part, and I would say that that's not a bad thing, simply because the Laramie trim just works on this truck. You only have a tilt steering wheel, but you guys saw those power pedals was an option. 10-way seat. I like how wide the seat cushion is. These seats are comfortable, and a lot of people complain about the stiffness of the GM seat, so this is a good alternative to that. I love how wide this door opens. I kind of miss that about this truck too. These second row seats recline. There's storage behind them. Armrest. And this is a 6-passenger, so you guys can tell this is slightly different, but you still have 2 USBs, 115 volt power plug, and check out all the storage beneath the seat here. You can also lay the seat completely flat down, so if you have something that you need to transport inside the cab, you have a solid floor surface. And I would say that this is pretty comfortable. This seat's all the way back, and you still have great legroom in the rear. Now, if you don't get the Harman Kardon sound system, you still get the Alpine, which I will admit is probably better than GM's 9-speaker Bose. Just being honest here, I would almost dare say it might be better than their 12-speaker Bose that I have in my truck. Just not that great. And you guys see here, soft open. You can't get that on a Ford Super Duty, by the way, even if you spend 115 grand. Also, illuminated top storage. You can't get that on those other two either. And look at this. If you're getting the Ford, they make you upgrade your truck to get this. This is insane to me how Ford still charges you for their bed camper. And so if you get this truck, it has up to 1,826 pounds of capacity. So if you are shopping your truck, this is a good advantage to the Rams, because if you ever decide in the future you want to just do a bed camper, this truck is already available to carry that. With Ford, you have to get the camper package, and I dare say 60% of the trucks don't have it. So 10-way seat on this side. On Ford, it's only an 8-way. 115 volt power plug, 12 inch display. Let's go ahead and jump over to the driver's seat. So this does have a 12-inch display. So that all comes standard, right? Because it wasn't listed as an option, which is nice. You do have an option for a 14.5 ventilated and heated seats, and heated steering wheel come a part of this truck. The only downside is, like I said, you don't have bed view, you don't have 360. That's all you got right there. So you got to make do with that. 4-wheel drive systems right here. You have dual stage exhaust brake. And because this is a 6-passenger, you don't have that really nice center console. So yes, that center console is an option. However, you do have additional storage down there and a little bit right there. Tons of USBs still, despite not having that, you know, center console. A little bit of storage above the screen here. Auto dimming mirror, place for your sunshades. As I said, these trucks come well equipped, and guess what? If you get a LTZ GM truck, they give you a lighter color roof. If you get a Denali HD from GMC, you get a lighter color roof. But Ram gives you a matching interior. Thank you, Ram, for that. And I would say this is a upgraded dash. It's not the premium dash, but it's nice. It's nice. And let's see. There's your auto dimming mirror right there. Here's your dashboard. So they still give you the off-road pages, and it shows you the altitude that we're at. You have all your additional gauges. You can't get these types of gauges on the GM trucks. I don't know why they still don't show you an actual number. They only do it for the transmission, that's it. But you can get the Banks iDash Pro, which is amazing. It's way better than even Ram's stuff here. But this is nice for a factory. I like to see temperatures. You also can see your trailer information here, your climate control. Now, if you're not under the climate, let me just show you. You can swipe things over too. You can actually turn on your ventilated seats, things like that, from that top menu if you don't want to have to click over here. So that's kind of convenient. And if you do set up your home screen with your widgets, you can even add like your climate stuff here. So you can have this, and let's just say you want to add a page here. Let's add a page. So let's just do 3 pages. So if you want, you can add, depends on how you use your truck, right? Some people might want the navigation there. Maybe you want your audio here. And then right here, you can add your climate. And then right there, as you guys probably saw, you have your seat and wheel. So you can just keep that on the home screen. You can add 2 phones to this system too. I'm ready to drive this truck because I want to see how this longer wheelbase is going to perform without the air suspension. Now, I had a chance to drive a 2024 Ram 2500. It was a brand new truck. It's still available here at Garff. But the 68 RFE is like this transmission. If you're looking for something day to day, like if you don't tow a lot, that's how these new ZFs perform. Like day to day, they perform flawlessly. However, the Eisens were just brutal sometimes. They, especially like if you're in the city, like when those transmissions had to shift, you know, up and down too much, they would just be really, really harsh. But with this new 8-speed, it's great towing, it's great unloaded, it's just a great transmission all the way around. Now, this truck having a longer wheelbase, obviously because of the MegaCab, it feels really comfortable. We're about to get on this back road here, and that's the main reason why I want to do this drive. I mean, obviously we've driven them on the highway, we understand that, but I really want to see how it does, you know, with the bumps, because this one does not have the air suspension, and the air suspension does make a big difference. So you guys see here, great performance. I mean, this truck gets up and goes. It's not the fastest, but it's definitely improved. But yes, it's no Duramax diesel, because those V8s from them, and of course Ford's PowerStroke, they just do a little bit better job. But overall, this truck is very comfortable. I drove a Ford truck the other day, and I still stand by what I said. I think that Ram trucks have the best riding pickups in the 3/4 ton segment, even over GM's obviously independent front suspension. I think it's just a little bit better. It's just better tuned, and you still feel like you have stability with this truck too. Steering on any HD Super Duty is never great. I feel like there's always a bunch of roll in the steering. This truck, whoever aired the tires, they're doing you an injustice. If you're buying this truck, before you pick it up, if you're coming here, I would tell them to air down the tires. I'm going to show you the tire pressure here in a second, but you don't have to run the tire pressure so high, because you're only making the ride rougher than it has to be. So imagine if these tires are, I think it's like 60 and 65, I believe. It could be 65 all the way around, but imagine if it was at that lower tire pressure. This truck will ride even more comfortable than it is right now. Here are the numbers on the door. The gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 6,000 pounds. The rear is 6,040 pounds. The gross vehicle weight rating was increased somewhere through 2025 and obviously into 2026. So 11,040 is basically 1,040 pounds higher. Wheels are 18 by 8 wide, and then all-in payload capacity is 2,786 pounds. Tire pressure is 60 out front, 65 in the rear. So if I were buying a truck and you're not looking to tow, you could just have them air down those tires to those tire pressures, because you know that does change the weight capacity that you can carry. Just keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Ask for Ezra if you are looking to buy. He's always helped me with getting keys, and sometimes he texts me on some really nice trucks that they have. So support him because he supports me later.